I hear more hesitation here than in any other industry.
There it is. And nobody loves the spotlight more than this guy. Alex drives one deep to left field. Ball game over.
One of the things I would do if I was in charge of baseball for one day is I would just open up the floodgates. I would take what they think is our biggest weakness and I would flip the script and make it our biggest strength. And what I mean by that is think about all the great things, Jake, that happen from 4 o'clock to 7 p.m. All right? And if you think about having, let's see, you have 30 stadiums, you would have 60 hot cameras, you would have them in each batting cage, each locker room, each weight room.
Yeah.
Because if I have a young son, or if I'm, Alex Rodriguez, a 10-year-old boy, and I get a chance to watch Alex Bregman or Jake or Michael, I want every bullpen hot too, right? Yeah. So if I can go on my phone, the world lives on a phone, right?
Could you open up that content in locker room to?
Well, I think locker room is the next step, right? But let's just start with the greatest place to be, guys, is in a batting cage watching. I came up watching Ken Griffey Jr. I watched something that's gold, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe this guy's my teammate. I gotta act cool because he's gonna discover that I'm a fraud. I'm really not this good. He's Ken Griffey Jr. And I'm 18 years old. I was just in prom. Well, actually, I didn't have a date in prom, but I still went to prom. But the idea is that you have this great content. Think about driving home, and you're with your son. And you say, hey, son, put on the Yankee app. And he gets to watch Stanton hit. And he gets to watch Judge hit. And then I go, oh, let me watch Alex Bregman. Oh, he goes in at 440. Because we've programmed it with the union and Major League Baseball that I get to watch you. And I get to watch you every day. And guess what happens? Baseball is habitual. If I get to watch you every day, I may not want to watch a 4-hour game. I admit that. I will, but people. Yeah. But I will watch 5 minutes of Alex Bregman in the cage. I will watch, 5 minutes of Michael throwing, a bullpen, or you throwing a bullpen.
And you mic it up too.
Yeah. And what?
You can mic it up too.
And you can mic it up.
And it's like you're talking about whatever drill you're doing. I'm in the pen. I'm like, oh, I need to do this with my change up or whatever. It's like that's interesting to kids.
By the way,
super interesting.
If you're talking and I have, one of you guys, and you guys are throwing a bullpen, and I have Max over here, and I have a camera right here. And you're throwing, 92 to 94, and you're throwing your changeup, and you turn around and you say, hey kids, the reason why I'm throwing my changeup is because, see the circle, this is how I throw it, and it's going to be about 86 miles an hour. I mean, is there anything more compelling than that? No. There's not a fan of baseball or of any sport.
And it turns into watching the game, because it's like, well, what are they going to do in the game? What's going to happen?
You want to see it show up in the game. You want to see the results.
You're like, oh, he was 86 with his changeup in the bullpen, and he was doing this, but can he execute it in the game? Let's see. I'm going to tune in later and watch.
Right.
Well,
and then I'm going to watch again the next day.
The consumer has their phone. They get to watch every day at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. The truth of the matter is, when you guys are doing your best work, I'm going to be sleeping because I'm 10 years old. But if I get to watch it from 4 to 7, warm up, and talk about what you're going to do, then guess what? When I wake up in the morning, I'm going to watch Alex Bregman or Jake's 4 at-bats. And it's going to take me about 45 seconds. Yeah. So I think that is our biggest asset, the lowest hanging fruit that we don't have. That does not exist today.
So what about, Sunday Night Baseball? That's kind of the big thing for baseball. Why can't it be as big as Sunday Night Football was last night?
You know what I would play? And by the way, if you're Major League Baseball, you can actually call it a Major League Baseball Plus and charge $3 to $5. I'll be the first one to sign up because if you're throwing a bullpen, and I know you're going to throw a bullpen, say at 405, and I can watch you, and you're going to talk into the camera, you're going to say, here are the 3 things I'm going to work on today, and here's why. So my last start, I struggled here, so here's my adjustment. This start, I'm facing so-and-so, so I'm going to really focus on getting that fastball into righties or lefties. I mean, to me, that's gold. I know I'm a nerd and I'm not the norm, but Alex, if you go in the cage, or Max, if you're telling me I'm having a hard time with my changeup, my spike curveball is my best pitch and my strikeout, but if I can get this equalizer, this changeup, and I'm throwing it too hard, 88 to 89, I want to get it down to 85. So watch these kids. That's gold.
At what point, I'm all for it, but at what point does it kind of get you at a disadvantage, tactically, on the field?
I wouldn't overthink it. Nobody's watching you that much. You know what I'm saying?
I just figure with all like the
also like
analytics today.
if you think that I'm gonna be watching Max on what he's doing in between starts, I have enough data coming at me. First of all,
Yeah, the other team already has the report on
you
you.
can also mix with, right? If you're gonna face your lefty, right, and you're facing predominantly lefty lineup, and you know you're not gonna use your changeup much, right? You're gonna be more fastball, cutter, curveball. Then you look at the camera and you go, this week I'm really gonna work on this changeup, right?
There's equipment now anyway to where guys can stand in a box against a simulation of Chris Sale throwing in live game anyway. So if we're doing something like that, I think that's minimal compared to what guys already have the advantage on.
And that is we're seeing it here, the 8 of us talking, the 7 of us. I didn't go to college.
Neither did I.
Yeah, good. Only one did. LSU, well, none of us did. Anyways, here's a microcosm of this enormous conglomerate that we have called Major League Baseball. It is a $10 billion, is a juggernaut, okay? But over here, we're actually, I hear more hesitation here than in any other industry. But if they're gonna hit me, or if they tell us not to do it, or this, rather than when in doubt, attack. And I love what Alex is doing, and I commend all of you for being here and opening up the floodgates, because it's the only way you're gonna grow the game and get interest. You gotta let people taste it so they want more.
Exactly.
So you gotta do more of that.
I also think doing stuff like that would add, I know personally, it would add extra focus in my side work and all the stuff I'm doing. If there's cameras on me and I know like kids are watching, like I'm locking it in. Yeah. Like probably more so than if it was just
You're more game like
me and the
for
pitching
sure.
coach.
Yeah. You're more game like because people are watching.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool.
Yeah,
The fact that I'm a high school kid and I don't get to watch you guys, in the weight room, in the training room, in the cage is such a disadvantage for me. I would just say, let's flip the thing. Let's flip it on their ass, because at the end of the day, they only have 16 games. That's a disability. They only have 82 games. We have that much more content, that much more power. Content is king. We are the kings of content. Let's lean into it, guys.
I think it travels into the off-season though too. I think it travels into the off-season though too. With workouts and everything that, like, kind of what he's doing, where he's kind of doing all that. And I would say everybody's got to go and have a YouTube channel, but use a platform that you have and show everybody what you're doing. Show everybody what's going on, what you have going on in your life.
Show people.
Listen, I hang out with NFL players, NBA players, soccer players. Trust me, they're not that damn interesting, and they're not more interesting than you guys. But yet, it's being a reflection out there that they're that much more fun, and they're just doing a better job of selling themselves.